Hey, you guys, what's going on? I don't know if I'm even live. I don't know if this is working. And I've got exciting stuff to talk about. Hi, guys. Yeah, as you see in the title, oh boy, do we have some great stuff to share with you. I'm here alone today. Jeff's out running errands, and I just got the email. I'm gonna explain everything in a second. I'm just gonna share this out. See if anybody. I know it's a Sunday afternoon. This wasn't planned. I'll tell you guys about our February, what was going on. Hang on, let me see if this stupid thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm seeing how to on the YouTube. Yeah, and if you guys are watching this on Facebook, please go over and subscribe to our YouTube. It's youtube.com/@theboo-couple. It's in the comments below. That's where we do all of our lives, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Nick? Hi, guys. I'm trying to see if they'll let me share this live. I don't think they will. This is weird. Hang on. Huh. Oh, there we go. Share. Copy link. Oh, look at that. I'm getting all tech savvy. This is a good one, guys. This is something that, like I said, didn't expect to do this today. But I just got the email. Let me share this on. Hang on. All right. All right, guys. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll. Oh, there we are. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. What's going on? Hi, Warren. I have to scroll on this thing. I hate you doing it. It doesn't automatically scroll the comments. I have to do it manually. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. Let me share this real quick in my story. There we go. All right. So now I will get into the story with you. 1 second. Okay, that is saved. Perfect. All right, guys. So yeah, before I get into what I'm going to read to you guys, which is unfreaking believable, February sucked. It sucked so bad. First week of February, I had the stomach flu. Second week of February, migraine. Third week of February, I had a horrible head cold that just finally is getting better. I'm still a little congested. So the entire month of February, I was sick in bed. Not even a joke. It was horrible. And that's where we've been. I've been, oh, it was a mess. But anyway, getting into our home, for those of you that are new or haven't seen this, let's see. I'm trying to scroll. Let's see. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Jeff and I, our new home is called the Munson Homestead. We named it after the man that built the home, the first family that lived here in 1899. And we have a like page on Facebook, and we upload like all the research that I've done in the house, what I found, hundreds of hours of stuff, just tons of things. And here on YouTube is where we do usually all the lives. We upload all our investigation videos, etc., things like that. Today, I happen to let it go live on Facebook just because I wanted people to know to get over to YouTube, because this is a big thing as far as, the house goes and the paranormal stuff. The former owners of the home, we happened to meet them, and it was by sheer weird coincidence. They didn't know who we were. His wife, I'm not going to say their names for privacy reasons for them. I did not ask them permission if I could use their names yet, so I'm not going to do that. But we're going to call them, let me think of a good name. Morticia and Gomez. That's what we're going to call them for now. Morticia showed up here last week, seeing if any of their mail was delivered here, because they had tried to change the address, and we did, but it was nothing important. We told them, it was like flyers and stuff. So of course, me being me, she's there, and I said, look, I've got a really weird question to ask you. I still didn't say who we were or that we, were paranormal investigators. I just said to her, and they're a younger couple. They're probably in their 30s. I said, have you ever had any like paranormal experiences in the home? And her face, she looked at me and she said, oh, you have no idea. And I went, really? And she goes, well, my husband would have more to tell you. She said, because he lived in the house most of his life. She said, and he'll tell you everything. So I gave her my email, and finally he emailed me, and I got it today. And he sent me a beautiful email. It was very well written. I couldn't have asked for a better, I couldn't have interviewed him better than he wrote the email. Let me put it that way. So, hi guys, what's going on? Let's see. I know it just all fell in place. So I'm going to read the email from Gomez, as we're going to call him, as I said, for their protection. And here it is. And then I'll get into a little detail about, we have proof, it's on videos of what we've experienced in the house, and especially about the basement, the cellar, and what we found down there, and what one of the applications that I used, said dig and dirt and basically everything underground, under all that stuff. You guys have seen it, I'm sure. If not, it's on our YouTube. Go to our lives and stuff on there, and you can see us talking about the house. Sorry, guys, I have to take my glass off, and I have no makeup on. I look horrendous. I look half dead because of being sick for a month, but I know you guys love me, so. Okay. It says, hi, Lorelei. My wife, Morticia, mentioned that she spoke with you the other day when she stopped by, and that you had some questions about the house and any paranormal experiences we had while living there. I'm happy to share what we experienced. Starting with some general things. There were a number of times when I felt like someone else was in the house, or I would hear doors or footsteps. When I checked to see if it was a roommate or someone coming in, I would find the house empty, with both the front and back doors closed and locked. Of the roommates I lived with there, 2 told me they had similar experiences during their time in the house. I would occasionally feel like I was being watched both inside and outside of the house. We all noticed small items moving or disappearing from time to time as well. Let me stop there. That was the end of that paragraph. Jeff and I have had that since day one. The feeling of someone watching you. The footsteps, we've talked about that on our previous lives. We hear people walking around, upstairs, down here, whatever, all over. So this makes us feel good, that it confirms that we're hearing the same thing as the old owners had, and we didn't even know that. So great confirmation there, which is very exciting news. The second paragraph. Now this is where I sat with my mouth wide open, gasping, going, you've got to be kidding. As for the basement, we rarely went down there. Whenever we did, there was often a sense of anxiety or mild claustrophobia. For me, it wasn't overwhelming, but unless there was an emergency, I usually was the only one willing to go down, and even then, only if I had to. I can't really confirm anything specific happening down there. When we first moved in, I was told from the former owners about the cistern, that it had been opened and part of the wall broken down after a child drowned down there. Now, for those of you that know already, that watched our lives and that know about the basement, and what we all discovered down there. Hi, everybody. I just want to say hi to everybody. Hi, guys. Hi. Yeah, the spooky room in the basement we talked about, which is the front part of the house, where the whole wall is busted open to the left of the furnace. There's a giant hole in the brick foundation. Now we know why. The wall was torn down. We don't know when a child drowned in the former cistern. And now we know where the cistern was, because there is cement poured in one little spot. The rest is dirt, and that would have been the cistern. So if you guys recall on the app, I'm getting dig, and we're always getting dirt and all this, and the witch marks on the doors, and they were spiritualists back in the early 1900s doing seances down in this room. I could not believe it. That is one of the things I couldn't find. So this must be post 1950 that a child drowned down there. And wow. And like I said, they were terrified of the basement. They didn't want to go down there. Nothing specific happened. They just hated it. The fear, that feeling of dread and all of that. So that's a second confirmation of what we were getting through ITC, and this weird, why is the wall, this big hole I've showed you guys in live, a big hole in the foundation of the old limestone foundation is busted. Now we know why. They had to get a kid out of a cistern. I mean, absolutely mind blowing. Nick, was her name Amanda? Nick, I don't know yet. That's the name we keep getting, is Amanda. And in the old records prior to 1950, which I have access to, there was never an Amanda that lived here or died here, child, adult, or otherwise. So, and I'm waiting, like I said, for Lockport's Historical Society. I think they open now this month. They're built because they have a very old building. I'm waiting to get in there to get into the records if I can access post 1950, or ask, hey, does anybody know if there was an Amanda that lived in this house after 1950? Yeah, I don't know yet. But yeah, that was the second paragraph. It gets creepier if you can believe it or not. It's going to get creepier. So they said, now his next paragraph, the attic was where we experienced the most unexplained paranormal activity. The attic now is our master bedroom. They've remodeled this entire house, so that's our bedroom. Exciting. The light up there would occasionally turn on when no one had been upstairs. We more often heard what sounded like someone walking around up there than anywhere else. And that's where I felt the most like I was being watched, he said. Now, you guys know me and Jeff hear the same thing. Somebody walking around upstairs. We don't have lights turning on and off, but it was the smoke detector kept going off. So upstairs. One of my roommates had her bedroom in the attic for a time, and would occasionally describe seeing what she called an imp-like figure, usually near the unfinished front side of the house. I'm going to stop there. The unfinished front side of the house is now our master bathroom. For those of you that don't know what an imp-like figure is, it would be like an elemental spirit or creature. An imp-like figure would, depending, it would sometimes, I'm going to message him and ask if he had more detail about that, but it usually would be like a dwarf, a gnome, or just a small, hideous looking type of creature. Now, here's the thing. Jeff and I, since day one, I have 2 black cats. Yes, Poe and Ash. Everybody knows, or Ash, not Ash. Ash is my cat that's deceased for many years. I wonder what she needs. Ash, what do you need? I don't know. Poe and Prince. We will see out of the corner of our eye upstairs all the time a black figure go by quickly, but it's too tall to be a cat. Me and Jeff always, we say it's about 2.5 to 3 feet tall, and we'll catch it, and we always will turn and look because we think it's one of the cats, and it's not the cats. So technically, have we seen something up there that would be about that height? Absolutely. Have we seen it directly on? No. So it's just a black type figure about like this that goes by very quick in your peripheral vision, never dead on. So check that box too. Let's see. She says, or he says, I'm sorry. The roommate also mentioned hearing scratching sounds. Me and Jeff have heard that from day one. We hear that every day along with the footsteps. That's every day. Other visitors who spent time in the house often commented that the attic felt unsettling, though they didn't go into much detail. The last thing of note was that I, and at least one other roommate, had very vivid dreams while living there. Mine would often wake me up before dawn. In them, I would be moving through the house as the house shifted, grew, and changed in a strange way. The only place that remained constant was the staircase leading upstairs, where a big light would be coming down from the upstairs. In the dreams, I had a strong fear of what I thought of as, he put in quotes, the old woman upstairs. I never confronted her in the dreams, but I had a clear sense that she was malevolent. He says, I hope sharing our experiences is helpful. Whatever the explanation for them may be, I truly hope you have a positive and peaceful experience in the house. He doesn't know us very well yet. If you have any other questions or would like more details about anything, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to share what I can and will do my best to answer. Best and his name. So yeah, very, very exciting news as far as our experiences are basically matching theirs, except the dreams. I'm not having any type of dreams, neither is Jeff. But everything else checks the box. And as far as, like I said, the basement, the cellar, that room where the cistern is, I just, empathetically knew something isn't right in here. You guys watched our lives. We went live from down there, and it's telling us to dig and all this. And no, there's not a body down there. I don't believe that. I'm sure they rescued this child. But why would they tell me to dig? And the only reason I can ascertain, it's just an assumption, it's a guess. If a child happened to lose their life by the hands of someone else and it was intentional, maybe there's a clue down there that they need to rest. That's just an assumption, but it would make sense. I don't know. I have no idea. And yeah, guys, pretty intense stuff. When I read that, and I actually called Jeff, like I said, he's out doing errands, and I had to call me. I read it to him, and he couldn't believe it. And I'm like, when you're in the paranormal and you can't ask for better confirmation of what you're experiencing, what your devices are capturing as far as, ITC, your boxes or your apps or your EVPs or whatever is, and the research, you've got your Canonical 3, you have eyewitnesses that you've never met before and they don't know what's happening to you, your equipment and research, the triangle, the trifecta come together, and you say, now we can definitely say, yes, this is the activity that's happening in the house, and it is ramping up. It has been ramping up since we moved in. And my guess is because they know, like I said, they know what we do. They know that Jeff and I are investigators. They know that we have this equipment. They know that we're reaching out to them. We're asking them to come forward and to communicate. We're asking them if they need help. We're asking them all that kind of stuff. And you know how that goes. Yeah, it just, I'm kind of speechless about it, like I said. So I am going to write him back, and I'm going to ask him more details on the imp-like figure, especially if she ever described what she saw of this thing, which would be our master bathroom now. And I'm going to share with him my research, what we've discovered in the home. And I'd like to ask him too, if he knows of him or any of the roommates, if they ever did the Ouija board in the home, or if they ever engaged in trying to communicate with anything or anybody that lived here, because that'd be interesting to know. I don't know about his roommates. Maybe the girl that lived in the attic, maybe she was, into an alternative religion like myself, whether she's a witch or a pagan or the occult or practices and things like that. So it would be interesting to find out more of those details, as much as I can get, obviously. And yeah, guys, just amazing stuff. And like I said, if you haven't, please, I'm only doing this today, a quick on Facebook as well as YouTube, so that people know where this story is going. And so please go over to I'm going to do an actual show tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll be live on YouTube only. And Jeff is going to show you guys, he's building a new box called Valhalla. It's a portal box. It's with a computer chip. It's all the stuff. It's not it's not apps or anything. It's a spirit radio. It's got an FM chip in it, but it's also built with a computer. And this thing's a monster. It is, the quality of this thing is unbelievable. It's next level. He actually, and the stuff that he put on there extra, nobody's ever done before. It's amazing. And it's going to be so great in the field when we use this. So he wants to kind of show that tonight. He wants to talk about it. I'm going to try to get a hold of Andrew. I'm going to hold of Jeff while he's out. See, guys, I am so like I said, a month of being sick and my mind is like, and this happened, I'm all befuddled. I don't even know what to do. I'm going to also email the man that lived here, and I'm going to ask him the details, and hopefully he'll write me back right away, which would be great because I'll share that on tonight's live as well. More details about, like I said, if they practiced anything in the home, if they were using any Ouija boards or other communication devices. Doesn't have to be a Ouija board, anything, but that's what I want to find out. So yeah, guys. So, and we'll also we'll do a ghost box session if you guys would like us to do that. We'll run the box. We'll run the new one, Valhalla. And Jeff doesn't have it all put together in the casing, but it is built so we can just turn it on and we can use it like we did before. So yeah, pretty amazing stuff, guys. Yeah. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, please, over there, please, like I said, subscribe. Give us a like, give us a share, click the notification bell so that you know when we upload or we go live on YouTube. And that's where we'll be live tonight. YouTube only, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, youtube.com/@the-boo-couple, or just type in the Boo Couple. You guys know our logo, you'll see us. There shouldn't be other Boo Couples on there. I checked. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Like I said, just a little impromptu live here. Had to fill you guys in. Such exciting news, confirmation, gotta love it, so, and hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll be able to go over to the Historical Society. They will be open for the season and I can find out more. And this is great that I have now this information about the child drowning in the cistern in the basement. And that's what's covered over, with that cement area in the front, and why the wall is broken down. There's a big giant hole, and we can show you guys that tonight. I can take a picture and post it. It's on, I think, one of the lives we show it, but it was very strange. We're like, did the HVAC guys blast a hole in the foundation, the limestone, to put in? We're like, no, they wouldn't have to. And my stepdad even came, and I asked him, and he's like, they wouldn't have to do that. They can go right through this door and do it. He's like, we didn't know. We were like, okay, now we got the answer. Very sad. A child drowned in the cistern in the cellar, and they had to bust a hole into the wall to get the child out. So yeah, just more and more and more information coming in, guys. So yeah, and if you're on Facebook, we do have a page called the Munson Homestead. It's connected to my page, Lorelei Blondell. It's connected to the front page of the Boo Couple. You can find it there. You can like it. I post all of the archives and research that I do on the house. That's where I post it all the paperwork and stuff. So, all right, guys, I hope you guys are having a fabulous Sunday. Please tune in tonight on YouTube. Join us live tonight. We're going to have a great time, and we'll pop on Valhalla, and we'll do a little, now that we've got this info, let's see if Amanda is our little girl, if it was a little girl in the home. And let's see if we can see what's going on and try to help her out. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you guys live tonight. Talk to you later.